A night of music turned to chaos and horror.
59 people killed in the worst mass shooting in American history.
Everyone said hit the floor, so everyone was just like literally laying on top of each other.
Concert massacre, as a shooter took aim on thousands below while perched in a Vegas high-rise.
Once you heard the music cut off, you knew it was real, and you just see bodies dropping and people getting trampled.
Countless stories of terror and tragedy as we learn more about the man responsible.
This is a crazed lunatic full of hate.
He brutally murdered more than 50 people. It was an act of pure evil.
Tonight, the nation mourns the dozens murdered as investigators try to piece together the motive of a madman.
October 1st, 2017 will be one of the darkest days ever, and hopefully never again.
Horror on the Vegas Strip. At least 59 people are dead tonight, and investigators say this is the man behind the massacre.
64-year-old Stephen Paddock, a retired accountant from Mesquite, Nevada. Police say he killed himself as officers stormed room 135 in the Mandalay Bay Hotel. He had been staying there since Thursday and had busted out windows to create his sniper's perch roughly 500 yards from the concert grounds.
He was heavily armed with a lethal arsenal. 23 guns that were found in that hotel room, 2 that were modified to make them fully automatic. At Paddock's home, authorities found 19 guns, explosives, and thousands of rounds of ammunition. And in his car, several pounds of ammonium nitrate, a fertilizer used to make explosives. As the chaos spread when the shots rang out last night, many people's first thoughts were not for their own safety, but for the welfare of others. Fox News' Claudio Cohn has a closer look at some of the heroes.
My first instinct was just to hop on my friends and make sure everyone was okay.
As a country music festival on the Las Vegas Strip turned to terror late last night, many in the carnage slowed down their exit to safety to help the injured. This concert goer even giving the wounded and dead the clothes on his back.
How many people did you help? How many people
7.
did you see down?
How many people did I see down? Probably close to 20.
In various, obviously, conditions?
Look, man, I'm not wearing any clothes up here. Everyone who I thought, has passed on. They have an article of my clothing covering their eyes, covering part of their body. Everyone who I saw breathing, I helped, man.
Just random strangers. A friend of some of my staff members who lives in the district said they were running, being trampled. Somebody just opened a van door and pulled them inside for shelter and safety. That's the kind of people we have here in Las Vegas who are willing to reach out and help one another.
Hey, right now, we need your truck. We just need to get people over to the hospital, okay?
Okay, go ahead. Put them all in the back.
My focus was just helping to get people out, trying to keep them orderly, trying to keep it not to be so chaotic so people didn't get ran over, trying to direct traffic so people didn't get hit by cars.
One couple turned their vehicle into a makeshift ambulance, getting patients to the hospital.
My husband and I ran out toward our car, and there were people hiding underneath my car for cover. And there was a gentleman that was shot, and he said, "Can you help me?" I thought he was going to be okay, but he was bleeding, and so he wasn't as serious to shove him into the ambulance that was right there, so I took him in my car.
Sin City turned into a war zone in minutes. The lives of hundreds changed forever. But amid the panic and devastation, there was the courage and bravery of Americans helping their fellow man. And in that same spirit, we're seeing long lines of people waiting to donate blood, doing what they can to help save lives. In Las Vegas, Claudia Cowan, Fox News.
Well, tonight, the brother of the suspected Las Vegas shooter says that he is completely dumbfounded by the news of the massacre.
Eric Paddock, who lives in Orlando, says his brother was a multimillionaire who made much of his money investing in real estate.
Was he particularly, hyped up about politics or anything?
Nothing.
Wow.
No religious affiliation, no political affiliation. No, he just hung out.
And no history of mental illness?
Not a bit.
Eric Paddock told reporters in Orlando that his brother was also an accountant for many years. He was not aware of his brother having any recent financial difficulties. New information tonight about the father of Stephen Paddock. Benjamin Paddock was put on the FBI most wanted list in the late 1960s after escaping from prison. He was convicted of robbing a string of banks in Arizona.
We are hearing the terrifying stories tonight. Thousands stuck inside the venue as bullets rained down from above. 10-foot tall walls surrounding the lot left only one way in or out. You know, relative to other big cities, the Las Vegas Strip is a pretty intimate space. Hotels and venues like the concert gatherings lining either side. So let's take a look at exactly where all this happened. And here is the Bellagio Hotel. Many of us may be familiar with the Bellagio because of the big fountain show that they hold every day, the mock-up of the Eiffel Tower right across the street. Only a short walk down the Strip is the Luxor Hotel, that big pyramid that we see there, and the Mandalay Bay. And this is where the reign of terror began so early this morning. And just take a look, only 400 feet from the window where that shooter opened fire down to the concert venue. And here's where the thousands and thousands of people were gathered just right across the street. And he opened fire across this venue, and there was only one egress point, as we heard, and the fencing that lined the venue was also turned over as folks tried to desperately get out of that space. So the question is, what if you were planning to go to Vegas this week, either on business or pleasure? Deidre's back now with how airlines are handling the tragedy. Deidre?
Well, Tom, big U.S. airlines are allowing passengers to change their plans for flights to or from Las Vegas without facing penalties. American Airlines, Delta Airlines, and Alaska Airlines announced they are offering waivers through Tuesday. A waiver from United Airlines lasts through Friday. Well, Fox 5's Marissa Mitchell joining us live now from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, where people are flying in from Vegas tonight. And Marissa, you've talked to some travelers who actually heard the gunshots.
Deidre, they are fortunate to have made it out okay, but tell me, it is just painful to think about all the victims as well as their families. I spoke with several people who say they were on the Las Vegas Strip when that attack unfolded.
Like somebody set off a whole bunch of fireworks and it just kept going and going and going and going.
The hail of bullets, enough to get John Huffman's attention. He showed me just how close he was to the Mandalay Bay Hotel.
Just a lot of sirens, helicopters, a lot of people streaming over there to see what was going on.
Huffman, a big country music fan, says he would have gone to the Route 91 Harvest Festival had he known about it. Austin Mitchell planned to, but dinner reservations changed that. He says he and his friends were walking near the concert when gunfire interrupted the fun.
Just heard all the ruckus and all the people panicking, and it's frightening. It was really scary.
Hey, if you guys have somewhere to go, I'd go there now.
Witnesses at a nearby restaurant shared this video of law enforcement moving crowds after the shooting.
People were just running through the restaurant, freaking out and crying and screaming and running. And people were saying they're shooting from cars, they're shooting from buildings. So yeah, you don't know where to run, don't know where to hide.
Now that the chaos is over, the grief settles in. And even though dozens lost their lives and hundreds more suffered injuries in the attack, some people are determined to move forward in strength.
It doesn't deter me from having to enjoy my life. I would not let people that just want to do violence dictate how I live my life or where I go or what I do and be fearful. I won't do that. But I will continue to pray for us as people, as a nation.
And I spoke with another woman who says that her friend was at that concert, and I'll tell you what she told me her friend did to stay safe throughout all of that. I'll have that part of the story coming up on Fox 5 News Edge at 11. For now, though, live at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, Marissa Mitchell, Fox 5 News.
Some terrifying firsthand accounts there, Marissa. All right, we'll see you tonight at 11. Thanks for that. A massive show of support today. Just hours after the massacre, hundreds lined up outside a blood bank in Las Vegas to donate blood and plasma.
And they continue to pour in from all over the country tonight. Well, Fox 5's Claire Sims joining us live in studio. And Claire, there are things people here in Metro Atlanta can do to help.
Yeah, you know, when we see terrible events unfold like this, it's almost impossible not to want to help. And that's what prompted hundreds of people to stand in line for hours today in Nevada to literally roll up their sleeves and donate blood.
This is the line of people that are here to donate blood. Look at this. It's 3 hours just to sign up.
This was the scene outside United Blood Services in Las Vegas. The nonprofit Community Blood Center provides blood and blood products for hospitals across much of the United States, including the hospitals treating the victims of Sunday night's mass shooting. Lines stretched for hours and hours as people waited to donate.
We have a 6 to 8 hour wait at all of our blood centers right now. Donations are being given, appointments are being made for Thursday and Friday. That's how far in advance we are.
It's important to keep those donations coming. According to United Blood Services, they will continue to need donors for the next several days and weeks. It takes about 24 to 36 hours for donations made today to be ready for patients in local hospitals. The American Red Cross sent blood to Las Vegas hospitals, but the organization says tragedies like this one show how important it is for blood banks to always have a ready supply of donations on the shelves and ready to go to those who need it. They ask those interested in donating blood here in Metro Atlanta to go to redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment. Now, the other way that you can help right now is to make a donation to the official GoFundMe that is set up for the shooting victims and their families. Now, this is a live look at the page, and so far you can see that over 30,000 people have donated more than $2.2 million. If you'd like a link to that fundraiser, just visit my Facebook page, Claire Sims, Fox 5.
So many people eager to help. Thank you, Claire. And of course, you can count on Fox 5 for continuing coverage of the Las Vegas massacre. We'll have a live update from Vegas later in the show and new information about the victims as their identities are released.